everybody, I'm in Survival Nation and I thought I'd make something of a bit of a more advanced tips and tricks. So you've gotten through the initial part of the game and you want to maybe just get an idea of what you need to know as you progress. And I just noticed this, that you can edit your character on this main screen here before you choose what type of play you want. Now, I haven't looked at this, so we're going to do that together. See if there's any new... There we go. Okay, hair color. Okay. And we have new... kind of like that. That's fine. I assume that is skin tone. Yep. Cool. Okay. I'm pale. I'll stay pale. Hair color. Wow. Definitely some changes that you can make there that maybe I just never realized before. Let's go blue, why not? Is that an arrow? No. Okay. So let's confirm. Okay, so that's what that is. Change your... I don't know that I'm digging the blue actually. Let's go with black hair. Oh, they do have a... I'm starting to get gray. It's gray. No. Okay. I'm not there. Okay. Go with black hair. Alright, so back to what I intended. Some advanced starting tips, if you will. Maybe mid-level, because that's kind of where I'm at. First of all, if you want to play in multiplayer online, as you can see, there's not many selections here, and I am physically going to move a little closer so I can read this a little better. And I can't quite walk up to it because my room's not long enough. But you see how that region is auto? If you switch it to... Alright, hide full. So that's fine because you can't join a full world anyway, or a full game setting that somebody has. Now, if you take it off of auto and you put it on USA instead, you get a lot more options. See? So, consider changing that from auto to your own region, so that you get more options of who to join with. And as you can see, some of these are private, so that is something to consider too. But doesn't look like you can change a room name specifically. I don't want to quick join, I just want to click on create here just real quick. See if there is an option to create a room name. Standard or survival. Okay, that's PvP and that's regular. Complete quests level up, progress, perform a variety of side activities, and team up with other players. That's what you get when you go into a server. Okay, so I didn't want to create that. Back up again here to where I'm situated. All right, so we're going to go into solo, and I just want to show you some tips that'll help that you just might not realize have happened, or you missed the tooltip coming into the game, or just missed it in a menu somewhere. Because they have updated the game, there are some features that you might not be aware of. If you caught my last update video, then just want to get a sense of where I'm standing here. Okay, go this way. In the settings, you can opt to tilt for running, and that just means your thumbstick on your controller, that's not your dominant, on your left. I'm just going to assume that we're working with a right-handed person here because that's how I'll be addressing everything. Press in and then you can click forward. You don't have to remain pressed in order to toggle that. Fast travel, you can do it two ways. I have not unlocked the Southern Camp or campfire, and if you set up your own campfire in the world, show you in my inventory here. It's probably under tools. See that campfire? I can set that down anywhere and use it. See, there's a use function there. And then you can travel to your own campfire, basically making your own fast travel point for that session. This campfire won't stay, available forever. You'll have to put them down. And if you want to make a campfire, that's in your crafting menu in tools. So to make a campfire, you need 2 sticks, 3 rocks, and some gasoline. I guess we're not capable of rubbing those sticks together, so we got to have gas or petrol. So there you go. That's 3 ways to travel. You can use your stationary campfire to click on travel there. You can use your map function, and underneath the settings here there's fast travel, and if you click on that you get the menu, and you can see here that the Southern Camp is open. To be unlocked for me, I need to unlock it. And campfire, I don't have one set down. You saw I just joined the game. I assume every time you log out your campfires are going to be gone. And I also would assume that once you put down one campfire and then you go somewhere else and put down another, I assume that only one can be, the most recent is the only one that will be active. So campfires now have more than one purpose. You can cook at them, but you can also use it as a fast travel point, which is pretty awesome. And I assume that the lock would come off as soon as you set one down. So 3 ways. You can either use your map, you can use that campfire. Well, actually, I guess it is only 2 ways to fast travel. But you have an extra option here to create your own fast travel point. That's really what I was trying to get at there. Okay, skills. How to open up more weapon slots. As you get skill points, you get to open up new stuff. This right here with the submachine gun pointing down, at least I assume that's a submachine gun. It might be an auto pistol, who knows. That's where you open up more gun slots. So your quick slot is referring to your weapons and how many weapons you can have on your weapon wheel. It basically opens up the third. Don't need to. Also, if you open this up and you want to close it again quickly without having to press play, you just hit that X button again. Okay, so here's your wheel. You press your grip button to go to the second part of the wheel, and you see those things there, and these are, you can change things around. The only thing that's static, if I remember correctly, is your hands and your canteen, I think. So your weapon wheel, 1, 2, 3, 4, empty hands. and you can't change your empty hands. That's always there. So those are your 4 slots that you can open via your skills menu. And let's put that away. Okay, so that's that. Also in your skills, you're going to have 50 points total, but there are 53 things to choose from. Basically 53 possibilities to use skill points. So you might want to think about ahead of time which 3 you don't want to spend, and that's totally up to you. Okay, inventory. You only have 70 slots, and you start with 70. You don't have to do anything to upgrade that if memory serves correctly, unless that's in skills. But I don't believe it is. And it would be one of these early ones if it was, because I seem to recall having lots of, that's all combat. Yeah. Heavier backpack. You improve your balance and strength and you can carry more stuff. Oh, I stand corrected. Okay, so that backpack is how you increase your backpack space. And I increased it by 30 when I got the second tier. I just opened it so early. I did not even remember that that was a thing. So, you need more backpack space. You get 2 ranks of it, and you can get a total of 70 once you unlock that backpack. Okay. Crafting. Well, actually, back to inventory. If you're finding yourself cramped for space and carrying things, the best thing you can do is craft something to reduce that. So if I had the materials, it behooves you to go ahead and make things that you know you want. Now, some of these materials are also used for other things, so you'll want to keep that in mind. And if you break things down, should you choose that skill point to be able to break things down, you'll get fewer components out of it than you put in, so it's a loss there. So bear that in mind. Okay. I think that's about it for that. These things you should know about, especially if you've already played for a little bit. Quests, just as a reminder, if you're having trouble getting quests to activate, like right now, let's go see if I can talk to Madison. I don't have this on follow, and this may have changed, but it used to be that you had to have the quest active in order to act on it. So let's go see Madison. She's down here past Antonio, and see if she'll give us a quest without me following that indicator.
Hi.
Hi. Do you have a quest for me?
I need your help.
Oh, yeah. Great. Okay. Get a red herb. So this has changed a bit, which is nice. In the very beginning of the game, now it automatically made this my active quest because I just picked it up. Get a red herb, so I'm going to need 8 of them. And I don't have 8, not even in my stash. But, so now if I want to be active on a different quest, I'll have to go through and activate it in order to see the quest markers. Right? So I can go through and pick up herbs, and if I was understanding what I was perceiving the last couple videos since the updates, I'm able to complete these side activities and these errands even without them being on follow. One of the very first quests that you're going to get is to pick tomatoes. You're going to get this from Antonio. And if you remember, and you've probably done this quest, because again, this isn't for the beginners, but just in case you do find yourself having problems and you can't remember what it was you did before, if for whatever reason you're asked to pick something up and you just can't get that quest to progress, try following the quest and then doing the action and see if that helps. Because if you in the very beginning, if you were picking tomatoes and putting them in your backpack, and it wasn't registering, that was an issue if you weren't actually following the quest. And maybe they fixed that. Let's hope so. I don't have a full body showing, but I will show here. Because I'm playing a female, where was that? Belt height, position type. Bear with me here. Rotation, sprinting, dominant hand. Oh, show player body. Very last thing. It is in beta. Okay. Play. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but actually, it's not so bad without the belt. But I don't want anything obstructing me being able to pick stuff up off the ground. And I'm unfortunately set a little bit too far back. Now, in real life, I do not have this problem. I'm not this well endowed. But let's see how it goes as far as me picking something up from the ground. Because, you know, maybe I only had it working with the holster before. So let's see. Let's take out a. Actually, I suppose I could have picked up some. Okay. Well, that's working all right. That's working. Maybe I'll keep my arms on so you can see more of what I'm doing. Running, if you have trouble, just try reapplying the button press on your stick and then tilting, or however it is that you run. See how that works for you. Yeah, this might be all right. We'll see. For me, less noise on the screen is better than more noise on the screen, but we'll see. Alright, next tip is this can change. I don't know how often he restocks, but this can change. And let's see if he has the fish I'm looking for. Nope. Okay. So I could buy these fish, but I don't have the coin for it. I do need some bottles. How much are they? Nope, can't afford those either. You can only sell foods that are raw. So a cooked fish can't be sold, but you can sell raw goods. And then of course he's got the menus there. So if you're a seasoned player,
have a good one.
Thanks, Bill. You'll already know that. Okay. As far as Mike goes, hi Mike. More weapons, more powerful weapons open up, and these locks unlock as you progress. So, new versions of guns you may have already had. So here, I know there is another version of there's an auto shotgun, there's an auto shotgun. So one is the lower version of the other, but you still have both in your inventory. So the lower leveled one is common. This one is rare. It does more DPS out of the box, as it were. Whereas this one is 487, 467, something, I can't quite see it, but it's around there. This one is almost, I'd say 2/3 better. 722 it looks like is or 723 is the damage, and of course you have to buy your new weapons as you go. As far as the upgrade goes, take a look again at the auto shotgun. This became available because I reached a certain level. Like here, if it will unlock for me. Here we go. You see I have a level requirement. I have to be 35 in order to buy this pump action. Okay, so let's look at, this is the rare version out of the box, and this auto shotgun that I own is still common, and if I had, but it's been upgraded to a level, so I could take it all the way to 5, but it probably would be on par with one that is upgraded fully from the base level. I can show you better with a pistol. So let's look at the 45 caliber. I've leveled it up to epic, meaning I've used all the, the box of weapon parts that I've gotten, metal parts, and I'm to the extent where I've leveled it up as high as I can go without having to use plans that drop from certain monsters or creatures in the game to level it up higher. So right now, its damage is 1,000 because it's at level 0 on this scale. If I put this up, it'll be another level up. Upgrading, thankfully, isn't too expensive. So that's the 45 caliber at that level. The 45 caliber that was bought when, one of the first guns that I bought, that's a common, does much less damage, even though it's at the same point of needing the same kind of upgrade. Now, I don't have the schematics in order to upgrade this further, nor do I really want to. Here's the rare version of the same gun, and it is at level 5 and requires more, and as you can see, it only does 600 damage. So this 45 caliber leveled up the same amount as this one does well over twice the damage. So basically, I suppose what I'm trying to say is it is worth buying the new versions of the guns, and in order to upgrade, as you saw on this 45 caliber, it's requiring a different caliber of plans to upgrade, whereas the schematics that I have are only for common. This is the next version. I've already done the common upgrades for this particular gun. To try to take it to epic, I would have to turn these in. So it's just faster to get that. And again, this is a probably common plan for that. I do have a rifle that I recently got. There we go. That showed an example of using that. And I don't have the coins to upgrade it further, but I do have those plans in my inventory, and I'll show that to you. Schematics. Okay, so here's an example of the schematics. Common rifle schematic. Common blueprint from which you can learn how to upgrade any rifle. Now, I can't use it yet because I don't have the cash in order to do that. But if I did, I could use this common, even though this is a rare gun. The first upgrade with schematics will be common. The next will be rare, the next will be epic. So it just comes down to who you're fighting as to who you can get those schematics from. I haven't fought anything in order to get a rare schematic drop yet, but so I can't talk about where those schematics come from or who they come from. So that's how you upgrade your guns, and in my personal opinion, it is definitely worth buying new guns and upgrading those and saving your schematics and only upgrading maybe 1 or 2 guns that you might need. Let's go ahead and get my water taken care of so I don't drop dead on you. It used to be that you could get a lot more bang for your buck on water, but they've changed it a bit so that you have to get water a bit more often now. And food, even though I've taken the perks that supposedly slow that down, so I just can't imagine what that would be if I didn't have those perks. Okay, where do schematics come from? I'm not going to go out and find one, but there are monsters out in the world that have a special nameplate and you'll see that they have, it's either a diamond or a star around their name. That's where you can get some of those schematic drops. And I actually got one from fishing. And that could be because in the skills menu, I've chosen to get better, that would be in survival, I've chosen to get better drops from fishing. Experience, fishing techniques, makes it easier for you to catch rare fish. And if I were to take the next tier, which I did, you increase the chances to fish something valuable. So there's 2 tiers at that, and I've taken both, which is probably why I managed to get a weapon schematic out of the fishing pond. Okay. There are better crafting recipes, but I can't speak to those because I've only taken 1 tier of that so far. Your current quest always shows at the top of your little smartwatch here, whether or not you have any skill points, what level you are, your backpack. I've talked about that in previous things, and I see here that I need to eat something. So I have not chosen to put food on my action wheel, simply because I don't have to eat that often. But let's have a pike. Different foods have different satiation. Pike is 40%. Okay. And this carp is 35%. I don't want to eat that yet. Okay. Stay where I'm at. Let's see what the Crucian has. 20%. Okay. That's a little bit. So if you're only a little hungry, then, try to decide which food it is you want to deal with. The reason I have not cooked this Crucian, I assume that's how you pronounce that, is because it is used for the fish soup recipe. That's meat. There we go, fish soup. It doesn't tell you what fish this is until you have it in your inventory, so I'm letting you know. It's the Crucian. And I thought it was the carp for the longest time, but it's not. It's Crucian. I am on everything, and I just really want to talk about consumables here. Okay. The carrot juice actually gives you more hydration and less stamina, and the tomato juice gives you 5% more stamina but less hydration. So it just depends on what it is you're looking to achieve. These are the next health cocktails that need to be unlocked for me. So there's stamina and health, just like your basic 2 that you initially get. And the reason it's good to have these foods, carrot juice and tomato juice, is simply because you're going to need your water bottle in order to cook out in the wild. As you can see, when it takes water, it's taking it from your canteen. So you're going to have to be able to do that in order to... You're going to have water in it in order to make your recipes out in the wild. So I try to keep that full. I'll use it while I'm in town because it's easy, but otherwise. Now, with the advent, or introduction, I should say, of the stash box, you can now stockpile things like those herbs. You can't pull stuff from your stash while you can't pull stuff from your stash to craft out in the wild. So you have to have it on your person in order to craft. And as you can see here, I have a couple schematics. There's a common shotgun. There's a common pistol, but you need 2 of them in order to progress. So I just leave them in my stash, and I'm probably actually going to put these in my stash right now because I need to go to inventory to get there. There we go. Put those 2 in my stash. I'm beginning to wonder if I put something in there I shouldn't have. Like my canteen. Yeah. Alright. Pull that out, because... Oh. Ah. Okay. Let's try that again. Tools. I don't want my canteen in the stash. So pull that back out, and it's going to put it right back into my wheel because I haven't put anything else there. So it's going to go right back to where it's supposed to go. Combat items in storage. Yeah, that's what I accidentally put in. So I'm going to take those 4 back out. There we go. Because I definitely use those. Here's some consumables. Typically, I will load up on crafting materials and stick them in here like carrots and tomatoes so that if I'm in a different camp and I don't have access to that garden over there, I can just go to my stash and pull them out. Okay. And I don't know if it becomes available after level progression or main story type progression as to whether or not these vendors will be available anywhere else, any other camp. Because of that, I leave my schematics in the stash because I don't need to carry those with me. I can just pull them out when I'm ready to come in and do some supplies. I think that's about it for advanced, somewhat advanced tips that you may want to anticipate. Yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, I'm 33. This is per session. Neat. I hardly ever look at that because I'm not a scoreboard type person. Okay. This will show you your weaponry that you have slotted. So if you need to know any of that, you can look at that and look at it. Outfits. I'm wearing a black t-shirt and I have a forest camo backpack. There's my shoes and there's my pants. I don't have others because I didn't buy any more, except the only thing I bought is the backpack, and I could unequip it. There we go. And so there it is there that I can choose which one I want to use. But as you can see, these other things are empty. So I'll go ahead and re-equip that. That's how you equip and unequip your clothes if you buy any. Right now, unless they fixed her, she's bugged. There's nothing to buy from her. Oops, I went the wrong way, which is not uncommon for me. Right now she's bugged, and hopefully they get her fixed soon. But she's right over here. See, she has a piece of clothing there. And let's see if I can trade with her. Hi, Christy. Nope. She'll say goodbye when we walk away.
Take care.
Or if I open up my main menu. But, yeah. She has nothing for sale.
See you next time.
Well, I can't trade with her. I'll put it that way. She might have stuff for sale, but there's no getting that menu. That's not really a tip, but just a point of interest, I suppose. And if they don't, you can just walk up to them. And if they have something for you, then great. They'll, as we saw with Madison, they'll tell you. If they don't, you get...
Everything is done. Come back later.
Yep. They'll tell you to go see somebody else. Maybe they have quests for you, or, have a great day, but I don't need any help right now. That's it. See you later.